Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new podcast of Alice Mike's podcast. This is Music Friday for May the 14th. Thank you for everybody that's listening from wherever you're listening from East Coast to West Coast, from North, South, everywhere in between. Thank you so much for listening in. And yeah, thank you for listening. And today I have it's kind of late, you know. I should definitely release this new Music Fridays on Fridays, but I had to push it back for Monday. Things happen. Hopefully, everybody could understand. Yeah, we got new music on Spotify, or new music that came out. And once again, all this music that I recommend and we talk about, it's gonna be uploaded to Alice Mike's playlist on Spotify. You could check out all the music that I've recommended on my past episodes and the music that I will recommend on this episode. Yeah, just go ahead and check it out. New music that you could see if you like, and yeah, new artists or old artists you haven't heard in a bit. Yeah, go ahead and check it out. Hopefully, everybody has had a great week, a great May. There's just letting everybody know. There's a couple days ago I did a recording with El Compa Horacio. So this coming week, that should be uploaded. A new episode with conversation with Horacio. Talk more music, more random stuff. Talks about his time when he used to play in a conjunto norteño. Some great stories there. Yeah, so keep an eye on for that, and of course, every new episode I let everybody know on my Instagram and Facebook pages. If you guys don't follow or like, or just letting you guys know, it's on Instagram and Facebook, Alice Mike's podcast. Every time I put something new, I let everybody know through those, or you guys want to get in contact with me and hey, want to give it a shout out, or you want to something you'd like for me to talk about, or any questions or anything might help out this podcast, I appreciate it. Please send me a message on Instagram, on Facebook, Alice Mike's podcast. Yeah, so I just want to thank everybody for listening to the podcast, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this new music that came out on the 14th of May. And we're going to start off with Los Austeros de Durango have a new single, El Nuevo Albur de Amor. I'm a big fan of Los Austeros de Durango. Definitely prefer listening to them live. They're really great conjunto. Love the way they play. Yeah, so they play with the acordeones de teclas y no de botones. So it's definitely a different style of playing. But yeah, tocan muy bien los muchachos. They play really well. And live, man, they really get down. And I'm actually a big fan of their drummer. He's really good. I love the way he plays, how he keeps the beat, los arreglos que hace. I mean, they're definitely good conjunto. Check out their older stuff as well, but right now they have a new single called El Nuevo Albur de Amor, Los Austeros de Durango. All right, and then we're gonna next up, Voz de Mando came out with a new single. It's called Bell Gardens 90s, El Aguililla. Try that one more time. The name of the song is called Bell Gardens 90s, El Aguililla by Voz de Mando. I'm glad these guys are recording again. It's just singles, but hopefully that comes hopefully that transitions to a CD. But man, the guys from Voz de Mando with Afinarte Music has really been dominating el regional mexicano. Since their signing of El Fantasma, of course. They have and now they have Los Dos Carnales, signed to their Afinarte company. It's not just a record label, but it's a whole company. So man, they're really definitely dominating the market in a good way. Yeah, big fan of Voz de Mando, and you know what they are bringing out to the regional mexicano. You know, they definitely keeping the classic regional mexicano alive with the artist, and you know it shows that people love it. Um, who knew the type of playing de los dos carnales was gonna be so big? You know, they you know they came out the style that sounds a lot like cadetes, but in a newer way. You know, they definitely the accordion play, the way they sing sounds a lot like cadetes, but you know, in a newer style, the newer songs. And yeah, so and you know, you can say about El Fantasma, he's singing covers of older songs and covers and his own songs too. But me me personally, I became a fan of El Fantasma when I heard him sing. You know, eh, le mandé una carta a Esther, El Troquero, him singing covers live. I thought the banda sounded awesome. I liked the way he sang. Then I liked his energy. I liked the way he was singing, and it just it wasn't new to me. The covers wasn't new to me, but I think it was what I was not longing for, but that it was music that I wanted to hear, maybe updated. And maybe that's, and then, you know, he came with the Mi 45, and it was like, okay, that song's pretty cool. And it just went from there, you know, and lucky for him, you know, he's had a ton of success, and seen him live more than 2 times, and I've enjoyed every time I've gone seen him live. It's a great show. He's definitely grown as an artist. Yeah, but just going back to, you know, these guys that was Mando have really you know, they're the owners of Afinarte music, and I mean they did some great stuff for Regional Mexicano. So my shout out to the guys de Voz de Mando, and you know their great production, and you know hopefully they keep recording their own style, because I actually enjoy their style, and you know and they're great musicians as well. All right, so next one up, they got this grupo Las Voces de Culiacán. There's the song's called El Guerrito Mesa. It's not an I would say it's an album, but it only has like 5 songs, so maybe a couple singles. So there's 2 songs. It's called El Guerrito Mesa and Soy Pura Empresa MZ. These guys, of course, are from Culiacan. I actually heard them first in Servando ZL on his YouTube channel. And then I followed them on Spotify, and these guys play pretty well. I mean, I mean, it's a conjunto norteño. It's a traditional conjunto norteño, but you know, they play in un estilo Culiacan. I'm not saying acelerado, but yeah, just it's the Sinaloa, Sinaloa style. They, of course, the acordeones de botones, but so it's not like the style of los osteros que tocan con acordeón de teclas. But yeah, definitely recommend it. Look at the backlog de las voces de Culiacán. Yeah, they have a couple live ones even with Teloloche. So go ahead and check them out. But yeah, this two songs that came out de las voces de Culiacán, El Guerrito Mesa y Soy Pura Empresa MZ. All right, from there we go to looks like Los Plebes del Rancho de Real Camacho and Cristian Nodal are just taking out singles every week or so, and I mean they're covers, and they sound pretty good. And Cristian Nodal has a really great voice. There's no denying that. So this one they have a song called Amarga Derrota. You know, it's a good cover. The guys play really well, and Cristian Nodal has a great voice. I mean, that's why he has the success he has, because of his range and his unique voice that he has, that not everybody has. Well, that's what I mean by having a unique voice, right? Oh, pretty obvious, right? Pero como lo estaba diciendo, you know, it's yeah, go and definitely hear that song. I think I've recommended all past 2 songs that they've taken out. So maybe they'll come out with this. You know, they released a CD, the collaboration they had. So yeah, so Amarga Derrota, Los Plebes de Rancho de Ariel Camacho con Cristian Nodal. From there we got Jorge Medina came out with an album called Tres Vidas. The only song I really liked from there was La Combinación Perfecta. A lot of ballads in there. If you like his ballads from the time when he was in La Arrolladora, you might like the CD. I like more his ranchero style. Um, I like the CD cuando canta Cuatro Meses and uh, was it Cuatro Meses and Tu Nuevo Cariñito and kind of the classic ones. Cuando estaba con la Arrolladora, but I know that that he was real popular in Arrolladora with the ballads. So if you like the ballads when he's singing in La Arrolladora, definitely check out the CD. You'll like it. It's called Tres Vidas, the album. But the song that I like from the CD, the whole album is La Combinación Perfecta by Jorge Medina. All right, then we go to from there we go to Jorge Gamboa. Take out a single called Arturo el de Culiacán, and then parentheses Época Pesada en vivo. So it's late 90s, early 2000s style conjunto. Sounds good. I mean, I don't mind Jorge Gamboa. I know he sings. I wouldn't say he's trying to copy Chalino, but in a Chalino way, or it just reminds you of Chalino just because of the way he sings. So you might have your reservations over that. I don't mind how he sings. So yeah, Jorge Gamboa, Arturo, el de Culiacán, en vivo. Sounds good. Recommending it. Check it out. All right, then we have Tigres del Norte. They actually, so this is not nothing new that they say recorded recently, but they, I believe, I think it's more than 10 years ago when they came out with the MTV Unplugged. It was a great success for them. It gave them a huge boost. Introduced them to, I wouldn't say, I think reintroduced it or widened their audience with collaborations with Paulina Rubio, Juanes, Sac de la Rocha from Rage Against the Machines. What is it? This Argentinian artist. There are actually two Argentine artists. And Paulina Rubio, of course, and so that was a huge hit for them, and I think they became from they're already Los Tigres, they were already legendary status, and after that they just became like super legendary. They just became a new level, and they haven't gone down from it, which good for them. But so they have that MTV Unplugged, and I guess they sang a bunch more songs because they just released one album called Lo que no escuchaste, MTV Unplugged, and it's more of their hits. It's Cuestión Olvidada, The Señor Locutor, Ni Pariente Somos. Love that song, Ni Pariente Somos. Especially like the que donde dice y ni flores vas a regresar, y ni flores vas a agarrar de mí, something like that. I'm like, damn, that's diggity right there. Of course, you have La Camioneta Gris, classic song. And then we have the Prisión de Amor, No Puedo Enamorar Más, and then they have Perdón en mi canto. But yeah, more classics. The only interesting thing that I find out about the Señor Locutor, I don't know if you guys noticed it or not. When you guys listen to the song, it's like there's a beat, right? There, the constant beat, and then Jorge is the guy that first starts singing. Then he's singing to the beat, but when it starts with Eduardo sings it, which is Jorge's the first caller, and then it's Hernan is a radio host guy, and then Eduardo is the one que le está contestando or answering back to Jorge. El que dice, dile a este señor que no mienta por Dios. But he's singing it slower, like way slower, because I think he wants the band to slow down. That's my perception. So he's just singing it like really slow. And then it's like the other guys either are not like no están captando, or maybe he's singing it slow because he's out of time. But then he plays the accordion. Eduardo does, and he's playing it slower, like almost like telling the guys, hey, like slow down, guys, like we're playing this song a little bit too fast. So I don't know if you guys could catch that, or it's maybe just my perception, but I've heard the radio version, and he never sings it that slow, or plays the accordion that slow. But I don't know if he's telling them like, hey, you guys got to slow down a little bit, and like como que no le hacen caso. So yeah, go ahead and just check that out. I mean, maybe it's just my perception, but and then maybe that's why these songs were not released with the original, because I believe the original album had 12 songs. That's with these songs that are made it like a 2021, or I don't know why they didn't make it like a whole, like, oh, this is a collector's edition, or with all of them. And they decided to, well, we have all these songs, all grabadas, recorded, so why not release them already, make some money out of it. I like hearing I wouldn't say the mistakes, but I would say mistakes, but the non-perfection of music, because I think that's the best part of music, when it's not perfect. Sometimes the most beautiful mistakes are what makes the song unique. And I want to call them mistakes, but sometimes stories about a guitar player or somebody doing a solo, and any musicians out there that would understand is sometimes we're jamming out. In the drums or bass, guitar, accordion, or whatever you play, you're jamming out, right? To a song you like, or you're just going through it, and like you're playing and you're loose, and you do like maybe like an adorno, or like some type of scale, or you do something new that you have never done, and then like, oh man, that sounded cool. Or you do something, a change, or the way you play, or roll, or on a drum set, or something that just like, you're like, man, that sounded cool. And they're like, hey, how'd you do it? And you're like, I don't know. I don't know how I did it. And then sometimes you try to replicate it, and it just doesn't come out like you did that time. I've talked to, I've talked to my brother, Horacio, mi compa Horacio, before, that sometimes, he does his adornos on bass and like a scale or something that in the song, and I'm like, man, hey, that sounded cool. Like let's try to do it again. And sometimes it was in the moment, and it was just, he did that, that change, or he did that adorno, and then I'm like, and then I did something with it, that me playing drums that kind of like complement each other, or maybe we're playing with the accordion player, and the player is just goes off and does this like a scale, or something that just that just came out naturally from not planned, and of course that comes out from practice. It's not something you're just gonna pick up an accordion and just like, oh, I'm gonna try sound cool. Maybe some people are able to do it, and lucky whoever you can do it. But sometimes you're just jamming out, and just things just come out that way, and it's awesome. So that's what I mean. Sometimes the imperfections, or what's not planned out, when you're loose and you're playing, you're having fun, sometimes the best things come out. That's the beauty of live CDs, that you could able to, or hopefully try to hear that, or get something like that, something new that I believe now, because the recording is, you could easily just, it's everything's done through a computer. So you could easily just go, all right, let me just delete it, and we'll start all over again. That's fine, though. And then it's just, I mean, you just really highlight the recording and you hit delete. All right, let's start again. When you used to record in tapes, you had a limited amount of tape, and you don't want to waste the tape. You don't want to waste the time of the studio. So I mean, I believe because the studios should charge you by hour, and people would not record at home. Now, I mean, anybody could record at home. Man, I'm doing this podcast at home. So that's technology. It's great, but sometimes it's too perfect. Like you don't give it a time for um. No, you didn't even give it time, but it kind of when music is just too perfect, it doesn't hit right. I was reading somewhere that sometimes if the song is offbeat a little bit, it attracts attention from the human ear, and in a way, if the time signature or the beats per minute or the beat of the song was in a normal beat or so. Um, so I mean, music does channel something in our brain that attracts us. Of course, there's certain chord arrangements that I've seen countless videos on YouTube that says, they have the same chord arrangement. That it plays these three chords or these four chords in the same, and all these arrangements of these chords were implemented into hit songs. And it's like hit song through hit song through hit song. It has the same change of chords, right? And there's a reason. The human brain likes those changes of chords. They feel somehow, whatever you put onto it, it's a hit because the human brain accepts it, or it's used to it, or I don't know. I mean, it's like more than top 20 hits songs or something like that have the same chord arrangements. But then again, it tires you out, I believe. Like you hear, like, for example, I don't know if it's the same chord arrangements, but all these artists, what they're playing with, those guitarritas and a bass, this new style of regional mexicano of, I don't say la regional urbano. So they start playing and you kind of hear the same structure over and over and over again. The first time you heard the structure was like, okay, it's something different. Oh, okay, well, might like it, or I might not like it, or hay gustos a gustos. If you like it, great. If, don't, whatever. There's audience for everything. But I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying, that I can't take it. Tiene estos gustos. That's great. That's how they played that new style. But then you hear more people just copying it, and it's the same thing over and over again, the same arreglos, the same stuff, and it's just like, guys, like, it's like you hear the first maybe 15 seconds and you change the song because it's the same style. Maybe later on it changes, maybe we're at fault that not give the song a chance, right? It might change, but if the first 15 seconds, if some and most of these songs, they just kind of go in a loop. The first verse, second verse, and it just loops over again, and then you kind of heard all the song in 30 seconds. But I'm just saying, it's hard to be individual because then again, we're a crowd that likes the covers. We love our covers. We love because it's safe. I believe it's safe. We like it. We know what's coming up. A good cover is played and maybe in a different way, but we know the song. I believe I understand it's a safe way, and but we should give artists a chance to try something new in their own way. Of course, it doesn't mean we should support all the artists to start something new, but I'm just saying There, there's a way to do new things, and us as an audience, we're picky. You know, especially in established stars trying something new. What would you guys think if Vicente came out with a whole CD with banda? Would you accept it, or would you think, oh, he should just stay with mariachi? So I just came out there. I want to hear you guys' opinion. Please message me on Alice Mike's podcast on Instagram or Facebook. Like, what would you think of mariachi? If Vicente came out with the CD with banda, is that too much of a change for you? I know he's retired already, but it's just a saying because he's a staple of mariachi music. How about he came out with the banda CD? Um, like Marco Antonio Solis, coming out with the CD with banda. Would you be like, oh, they just following the bandwagon, everybody's recording with banda, blah blah blah. He just, or maybe he likes this. Maybe he wants to always try it, or he wants to try it. After so many years, Ana Gabriel finally grabó con banda. And I was so glad to hear it with banda because, I was so tired of hearing her Mi Gusto Es with the orchestral banda she did. It wasn't even a banda, it was like orchestra and with the cymbals clashing all the time. And it was just, you hear on the radio all the time, and it's like, man, like, if you're going to imitate banda, get a banda. My humble opinion. But I was glad she recorded with banda. Native of Sinaloa. I'm not saying because she's native to Sinaloa, she's grabado banda, but she has a lot of songs that had been covered onto banda, and I'm glad she took a chance. I mean, that it's not too late, and she grabó con banda. I love with Juan Gabriel, his recordings with banda. As much as I like the covers that when Julio Preciado did with El Recodo singing all the Juan Gabriel songs, that's one of my favorite CDs. It's love how Julio Preciado sings all those songs. The arrangements of those songs are just awesome. I mean, recently, Lucero came out, singing with banda, and she totally embraced it. I felt that she did it the right way. I mean, she got a banda de Guamuchil, I believe it was called La Tocadora, and started singing all these del Sinaloense to, I mean, she went, and then she not afraid to go a Culiacan and with the banda and sing con banda Sinaloense. And Lucero being a professional, how she is, and being in the media for such a long time. I mean, I think the banda sounded good. I think she sounded great with it. Her attitude was positive, was great. Everybody was welcoming. Her singing banda, her style. A lot of songs of Joan Sebastian, and unos de Juan Gabriel, and I definitely encourage people to try new things and try new géneros, and especially when they're established. I mean, they have nothing to lose. They could always go back to what made them famous or what made them a hit. But of course, keeping their own style. All right, talking about artists that branching out or so, or singing with a different type of music or subgénero. I'll call it subgenre of regional mexicano. One of my favorite videos on YouTube is when El Recodo and Los Tigres del Norte sing together in a show de Verónica Castro in like the early 90s. They sing La Mancornadora y Ni Parientes Somos. Man, I don't know how many times I've seen it. Like, it's first of all, it's great because it's el tiempo donde Don Cruz was still alive. So you see Don Cruz up there, and Julio Preciado was already, was a singer already. So for me, I've said before, that's my favorite era del Banda Recodo. And then you join them with Los Tigres del Norte singing those two songs. I love how La Mancornadora sings. Both. I think something like that. One in a collaboration. I think that'd be great. Um, Both they don't need it, of course, but just me being a fan, I would love to see it at least live again. A little special surprise for like I don't know anniversary, something Los Tigres or Banda Recodo or yeah. I would really, it would be really cool to see them, together. Such establishment of Mexican music, El Recodo y Los Tigres, especially for us in the northern, we're not northern, but nosotros que somos de Sinaloa, we're lucky enough to one of our the top one of the top staples, El Recodo y Los Tigres, that um, they come from the great state of Sinaloa, and especially for us Mexican Americans up here too. Recodo's been Recodo and Los Tigres del Norte has been you know been placed in our place quite high for us. Um, so yeah, I just I guess I'm just was I doing fan service or you know wishing that would happen. Hopefully. Um, so I'm gonna end it up right there. I start talking about collaborations that I would like to see and stuff like that. I mean, I think I should invite Compa Horacio for another conversation about future collaborations and see what ideas he has, or if you guys have any listeners, if you guys have any collaborations that thinks will be awesome, message me to Alice Mike's podcast, Instagram or Facebook. What collaborations would you like to hear? And just don't think of regional mexicano. Maybe between I don't know, like a country artist and a norteño, or country artist or banda, or I don't, or hey, Snoop Dogg collaborated with Banda MS, and I believe Lupio Rivera collaborated with Snoop Dogg and one of the guys from Cypress Hill. Yeah, they did a collaboration. So anything that you guys think might sound good or sound cool, I mean, just let me know, and I'll definitely credit you guys. And yeah, just give me a message to Alice Mike's podcast on Facebook or Instagram. Would like to hear what you guys think of collaborations of oddball, or what song you guys would think that sound cool them together. Or yeah, I would really like to hear your thoughts and stuff like that. So once again, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Later on this week, I will be releasing another conversation with El Compa Horacio. We talk about music and culture and other stuff. Definitely let everybody know when that comes out and gets released. And again, thank you for listening, and I want to thank you for the encouragement to CA Truck Lines, JC Herrera Trucking, Smart Stop Insurance, and Unique Janitorial. Thank you for all the encouragement. So it's just like all the encouragement. Hopefully you guys get the clue from that. Oh, all right. Well, just hopefully everybody had a great weekend. Have a good one. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Hopefully, everybody got their shots and stuff like that. It's May. I guess masks are not being mandated anymore, but you haven't got your shot, please wear your mask. If you got your shot, be cautionary, and don't forget your hand sanitizer. And yeah, have a good one. Take care, everybody. Thanks for listening. And like I always say, remember to smile. If nobody smiles back at you, get in front of a mirror and smile. Somebody will be smiling back at you. Have a good one, everybody.